Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your boy Fuad with another video about relationship dynamics and especially Middle Eastern relationships with the West. So we're trying to connect both both parts of the world together to bring new to bring new generations that are a bit mixed but compatible at the end of the day. So in this video, I will be talking exactly about Middle Eastern men. If you're dating a Middle Eastern man, or if you are willing to have a relationship, more of a relationship, because dating is something that we are not usually talking about in the Middle East, so I don't want to be using the word dating.
If you're Muslim, you will know this.
Let's say relationship. If you are going to have a relationship with a Middle Eastern man and you are from the West, you should know that it's more like taking a roller coaster ride. There will be ups and downs, turns and twists and unexpected surprises. Like any thrill ride, you will have a much better time if you know what to expect. And that's why I tried in this video to put out 6 things that, based on my experience, I truly believe that will help you to assess if it's something that you will be able to deal with, if it's something that you didn't overlook, something that didn't come to your mind. And I truly believe that if you go through them and you be positive at the end, then nothing will surprise you and you'll have a much better time getting into a relationship of this kind. And without any further ado, grab a cup of tea and let's dive into the video.
Maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed.
In our culture and in the Middle East, you tend to have a conversation with your parents about marriage once you reach 18, 20 years old. The same goes with women. If they are 18 up to 25, they would be most likely married or waiting to get married. And so if you are dealing with a man from the Middle East and he starts to talk about marriage, this does not tell you, and this should not tell you, that he's simping, that he's desperate, that he is giving you too much attention, that he's love bombing you or whatever they call it these days. It's just that we look at the relationship or the dating thing differently. For sure, this is not a one size rule for everyone. It depends on the man that you're dealing with, but generally men from the same background as I am from the Middle East, they would look at a relationship more into, is she someone that I can build a family with? Is this something that is more serious than just a hookup? And so if this is brought to the conversation that you have with your potential husband, or with the person that you have interest in, or the person that has interest in you, it doesn't mean that he's simping. It doesn't mean that he's desperate. It doesn't mean that he's love bombing or whatever you call it. And from a religious background, this protects us from hooking up with the random people, and it has its own positive impact. This is something you need to know, because in the West, if a man is showing you too much love, then it's a negative aspect, which means it translates that the man is desperate. He doesn't have options. He's giving you too much attention, and he starts to talk about things before even initiate a relationship. While in our world, we first talk about the marriage, which is the house that we will build the relationship inside. So we don't build the relationship before building the house in the West. While on the other side, in our world, we build the house and then we build the relationship inside it. So this is how it goes in the Arab world. Secondly, religion. If you are about to have a relationship with a man from the Middle East, you need to know that what shapes his worldview and his identity is religion. If you are interested in a man from the Middle East, you will have to know that he has some dietary restriction, he has things that he should do, things that he cannot do, and things that he does not like you to do as well. And these are important things for you to know before even considering to have a relationship with a man from the Middle East. And so if you are with a man who is religious enough, he would not eat pork, no alcohol, he wouldn't drink alcohol, he would pray 5 times a day, and he would have a month where he fasts, which means it's Ramadan, and that it's 1 month in a year, that we fast, that we pray a lot. We have a lot of things that we tolerate and a lot of things that we cannot tolerate, such as for a woman to have male friends, for a woman to go out on her own, for a woman to go party on her own. This is something I don't want you to be surprised by. So it is always good to bring the religion aspect to the table of discussion, so that you speak about it, you understand it thoroughly, even on your own. You study this topic, you study how religion shapes a family where the husband, the man of the house, the man of the household is Muslim. And so you educate yourself about this. You communicate it with your potential partner. How will you raise your children? What language would you speak with him in the future, with them in the future? You try to communicate these aspects, and what comes to your mind about it at the early stages. Talk about the religion, talk about the language that you want to educate your kids about. For sure, they would be Muslims. This is something you have to put in mind, that men are allowed to marry a woman who is Christian, because the kids, they would have the religion of their father, while a woman who is Muslim is not allowed to marry a man who is Christian, because the kids, they would be Christian after their fathers. And so you need to know, and you need to educate yourself about these things, about the rituals, about everything that comes with his religion, and how it will affect your understanding of this relationship as a whole. Thirdly, I want you to know something about the family aspect of when you have a relationship with a man from the Middle East. If you are going to marry someone from the Middle East, then you should know that you'll be introduced to the entire family. And I mean like the entire family. It could be the uncles, the aunts, the grandfathers, the grandmothers. You'd get to know everyone. Family is a huge part of your man's life, and we don't take the relationship with our parents or with our family for granted. This is, at least usually, and from my own experiences, that we always have a good connection. We always are in touch with our family. We always meet. So you always have to put in mind that part of being in a happy relationship with your man, it would be to get along with his mother, with his sisters, and with his entire family. The fourth point, I want to touch on the dating subject itself. If you are dating a man from the Middle East, and we don't have something called dating, it is haram. Haram means it is not allowed. It's sinning. If you go with a woman and sleep with her, you're just sinning. There's no such thing for us to go with a woman and sleep with her before marriage. So, why I bring this topic is that if you want something less serious than marriage, you should communicate it with your man. Because if you don't, then you would skip all the points that we spoke about in this video. You'd skip the part of discussing how you want to raise your kids. You'd skip the part of the religion. You would not study the religion, the lifestyle aspect that comes with it. You would skip a lot of important aspects that will affect you, and in this case permanently, because you can accidentally have a kid from this man, and you didn't discuss anything important or anything that you had to discuss before getting this kid or this child. So communicate your intention of this relationship, because we don't have something such as short-term friends with benefits. We don't have these things. If you have them, and if you usually engage into these kind of relationships without communicating your intention, if you are with a man from the Middle East, if you are with a Muslim man, then you better communicate your intentions for the good well-being of both of you. The fifth point is gender roles. You want to talk about the gender roles and the expectations of your man, because many of the Arab household, the man is the head of the household, and he is the one providing for the family. And the female is the one that is also providing, but in other ways. She is the one that is taking care of the kids, that is taking care of the house. You can research, you can study the traditional gender roles, and you can speak them, communicate them in advance, so that you don't have any misunderstanding, you don't have any conflicts down the line. So both parents has different rules, but the household, the head of the household is the man. And if it's something that you are not okay with, or it's something that you are not used to, then you would have to communicate this so that you don't get surprised. The man is the one leading, the woman is the one following. And this is not to degrade or to say that women are less than men, but it is just to say that everyone has his own rule, but the man is the one on the front line. And if it's something that you don't like, if it's something that you didn't see in your home when you were a kid, your mother was the one directing your house, then this might be weird to you. But let me tell you, I lived in a house that was like that, and we had a very perfect life. These things differs from a place to another, but I want you to discuss this thing with your man, because it's an important thing. And this is, if you are from the West, this might surprise you down the line, and this is why I have this in the list. Moving to the next. The sixth point is food. Now, a lot of Western households have the idea of just buying Indomie, or this macaroni that are in plastic like that you put hot water in and you have dinner ready. In our cuisine, we have a diverse cuisine with diverse flavors, and we are really we appreciate good food. Let's say it in short, we appreciate good food. And I don't want you to be surprised that your man wants you to cook at home. You can educate yourself about that, but we appreciate good food and we expect it. And this is something you can learn from his family down the line, and something you should communicate. Because if you go to a relationship with a man from the Middle East and tell him, no, I don't cook, or even worse, I cook 2 days and you cook 2 days. I'm glad I brought this into this list, because this is not something you want to tell him after you are married. At least tell him something like that before you get married, because this might be a deal breaker for him. You are not in the cuisine. You're the chef. Yeah, put it that you're the captain of the ship when it comes to the cuisine. You would do whatever you want to do there. He wouldn't tell you, no, do this, do that. You are the one who decides everything. You decide what he buys. That's why I'm saying it doesn't mean that you don't have power over anything. You have power over things. We'd go and buy things. We would help you also sometimes. If you need help, we would help you. But you should not take it as, yeah, I cleaned 2 days, you clean 2 days. No. This is not something that we do. And also, it depends on the house. Sometimes you would get into a house where a man has his own staff, the people who helps clean the house, people who helps clean the dishes, but still he would want you to prepare the food. And that's it for today's video. If you have any more questions or concerns that I haven't addressed yet, leave them in the comments. I will get back to all of them. And if you like this type of content, I would appreciate every one of you who subscribe to the channel. We are now 7 subscribers, which is something I really appreciate. I just started 1 month ago and we already have some supporters. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching these videos. And yeah, and I will see you in the comment section in case, okay? Thank you so much. Bye. Try to get you into a conversation to establish something that Oh my goodness.